Hey, what's up my peoples? I'm Go here, the freaking geek himself, and it's time to just transform Cang Toys Stegsarow. So without further ado, let's just transform it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the forearm here. You want the hand with the thumb on top like that. You just kind of swing that in and close that up. Bring down the little dino foot and just bring that around. Then you're going to take the shoulder pad and just rotate it to the back and kind of angle it up, close up this little section here, so it's looking like that. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Open that up and flip the hand in, close that up, and bring the dino foot forward, and rotate the shoulder pad back. Now honestly, the easiest way to handle the backpack is to remove this whole tail section, so just take this and untab it, just pull it up like that, put that off to the side. It just makes life a lot easier. So then you want to take this backpack section, undo it. Just want to unclip these sections from these fins and just bring all of this back. You then want to basically push this gold section through here, free that up, and then you want to rotate this 180 like so. Then you want to take these little bits in here and flip them out. You want to take these sections here. This armature is tabbed in, so just kind of pull this out a little bit so that frees that up. And what you're going to do here is you're going to take this and bring it up and over and then rotate it so it's sitting like that. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other one. Just do this, untab it, just swing it around. Bring this up and over and rotate it. And then you're going to take both of these and just rotate them around so they're sitting like that. And then this little tab here, you just want to flip this in, and this section here, this little bit here, you want to take this and rotate that so it's sitting like that. You can do the same thing on the other side. Just flip that in and then just rotate this up so it's sitting like that. And then you have these two little bits right in here that you just want to flip out on either side. And this section's pretty much ready to go. So now we're going to take his head and we're just going to pull it up and undo it. Just extend all of this out as far as it will go, and just take the head and tuck it down so it's sitting in here like that. Once that is done, just take the dino head here and just extend it on these hinges. Take these, pull them up, let's bring this out and bring these up so sitting like that. So now you're going to undo these red panels on either side of his chest, and that will allow you to now take this entire upper body assembly and rock it up like that. And then you have this section right in here that you want to rotate out. It's very tight on my copy. There we go. Get it moving. There we go. Spin it around. Bring it all the way around. So it's sitting right there. Like so. And then you have a little tab slot connection that'll happen right there. So just bring this down. And just tab that into place. Once you have that done, you can take these red sections and just bring them back up. And once you've done that, you have these little filler pieces that will flip out and flip that out, and they will just interlock together like so. You also have a little throat filler piece that you may need a tool to help you flip out. There we go. Bring that down and just fills that in like that. So now for the legs, you want to start off by untabbing this panel here. And there's a little section of tabs in right there, so just try to undo that. It's pretty much already undone anyway. So once you've done that, also be careful. These spikes are kind of sharp, so kind of put them off to the side there so you don't stab yourself. So at this point now, you just want to take the whole leg assembly here and just pull it out on these hinges here. It does take a little bit of finessing here just to wiggle everything out. There we go. So just extend all this out on these hinges here, like that. You're then going to take this and rotate it out. And then you have these panels here. You're going to flip this one in, and then flip this one in, and flip it in as far as it'll go. So now you want to undo these panels right here. Just untab them and open it up. Still not sure to get your fingernail in, so just untab that and open it up. Once you've done that, you're going to rotate the leg in at the bottom hinge here. So rotate it, get everything out of the way. Sometimes these forearm pieces will fall off. That's okay. Rotate that around till it's sitting roundabouts like that. We can adjust all this a little bit later. We can close all this up now. And we got that done. So now, at this point, we can take this leg assembly, and there'll be a tab slot connection right here and a post-port connection right there. So just line that up and just push that in. Once you've done that, take the dyno leg here and just extend it. Bring down the foot, rotate, come here to the foot section, rotate the heel, and just collapse this down so it's sitting like that. Rotate the toe, bring it down. There's a tab slot connection right there. Take that and just tab that in. And once you have both sides done, you can just take them and just tab them together. These little hip skirt pieces, you can just kind of fold them in half, and I believe you're supposed to rotate them so they're in that orientation. The instructions don't really tell you what to do with these, so I think that's how they're supposed to go. So once that's done, we can start getting this whole back section in place. So you want to take this bit here, rotate this down, and this will tab into the back of the neck here. So you just drop this down, make sure you compress these hinges. Actually, you want to bring this hinge, you want to bring this hinge back, this hinge forward. So make sure you have that all lined up the way it's supposed to, and that should just drop right down. And then you can bring the neck up and just kind of get that tabbed into place right there, like that. Then you take this section here and you just drop this back. The spikes are out of the way. And you have a couple connection points here. You're going to drop this down. You're going to have little tab notch connections right in here. And also some little, you can see here, some little nubs are going to go into these holes right here. So get all that lined up. Push that down like that. And then you're going to have these sections here. Their tabs are going to go into these slots right here. So just get those dropped into place. And also at the same time, you have tabs that will go into these sections right in here. So just get all this lined up as best you can and get it all tabbed in. And once that is done, you're going to take these sections and just drop them down, and there will be a tab slot connection that happens right here. If these aren't lining up, if this is still too far back, then you probably just want to take this assembly right here, just kind of push it from the back and just compress this up just a little bit more so everything lines up. But if you have it all just right, those should just drop right in like that on either side. So just drop that in and get it lined up and tab that in. So a little more underbelly work we have to do here. These skirt pieces are going to tab into the thigh, into this inner slot here. Now you do want to make sure that the robot mode thighs are kind of angled up a little bit. If not, again, just make the adjustments. It's really easy to adjust all this stuff. Just kind of give it a good little shove and whatnot. So you should have those lined up, and those should just drop right in on either side. And again, if you have to make the adjustments to the legs, it's really easy to do it at this point. And then you take the center portion, and that's on a double hinge. And that will just drop down, and there's like a little notches in here that'll drop right into. So at this point we can bring in the tail, just rotate these sections out to the side, just straighten them out. Rotate, straighten all that out. You have these locking pieces right here, so you just want to bring those out to the side, and then this section's on a double hinge, and it will shift upward, like that. And then you just take these and lock these back in. There'll be a tab slot connection right there as well. Lock that in, like that. Once you've done that, take the two halves, and just tab it all together. And once you do that, you take these silver sections here, they're on double hinge, just shift them forward on either side. And then you can just take the tail and just slot it right back in where it was. And there you have Stegsarow in his alt mode. So to get him into combined mode, again, I recommend you rip his tail off. Just makes life easier. So now we're just going to start undoing this whole back section here, so you can kind of bring the section of the neck down to undo this, and undo these little gold sections here, just untap those. Everything does hold together quite well. Just try to pop all this up, and this back section here as well, just pull all of this up. Again, all these tabs and slots do hold together very securely, so give it a good yank. There we go. Just free all of this up. So now we basically have to get this section back into robot mode configuration. We want to take these filler panels here and just undo them, and there we go. Push the one side in, push the other side in. This little neck filler piece, push that up. Then you want to undo this, flip this up, and then spin all this around. I'm going to have to loosen these screws. That's way too tight. Rotate that around. So it's sitting like that. Bring these red pieces down. And that will allow you to rock all of this back down. And then you want to take these red pieces and tab them back in. Like that. And now you want to take the dino head and neck and just collapse it back up to where it was. So you want to bring these spikes down like so. Bring these down like that, and just rock all this back, and just accordion all of this in until it is sitting like that. And next you want to take your hip skirt panels here and untab them. And if you untab them a little, if you tab them in a little too well, just use a tool, help you pry them out. There we go. Just undo them. Pry them loose. Like so. Take the center crotch piece here and raise that back up, and then you want to take these skirt pieces and bring them forward and in till they meet in the middle like that. Once you've done that, you want to take these skirts pieces and bring them out, open these up, rotate it in, and you want to bring these up. There's a hinge right here, so just angle them up. They're basically going to sit like that. That will receive the dino mode legs. So rotate that and then bring it up on this hinge. Open that up so it's sitting roundabouts like that. So now for this section you want to split the legs, and you basically want to push them up. Basically want to compress it up about to there, so it's looking like that. You want to make sure that this bit kind of stays straight. It's kind of looking like that. Do the same thing on the other side. And once you get both sides done, you can just tab the legs back together. One thing to note also, you want to make sure that the tabs for these side panels that we open up, you want to make sure that those tabs don't get pushed out. So you want those tabs, I don't know how you can see it, but you kind of want those tabs like right under this whole hinge piece there. Then you're going to untab the dino leg here and swing it back, and you're going to rotate it in and also rotate it up. So do that, then swing it around so you have it in this orientation like that. So now you want to basically angle these hinges like so. bring this up, and this skirt piece will tab into the side of the leg right here. So just get all that lined up and plug that in. You can take this foot, just kind of rest it up against the chest there. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And once you have both legs connected up, you just want to take this section here, you just kind of want to push down on this bit and bring it out, rotate it, bring it up, and it'll tab in right up here. Tab that in, so again, just push that down. So you can pop that out, like so. Rotate it and bring it up, tab that in right there. So now what we're going to do with the dino arms here is we're just going to bring it down and then rotate it down like so. So again, you got two hinges there, so you have that hinge and then rotate it back. And you're going to swing it back. One thing to note also, you want to make sure that these sections are sitting like right about there. That's pretty much where you want them. If they're sitting any higher, then things are not going to line up and you're going to have a horrible time. So make sure that's oriented roundabouts like that. And then you just bring that in. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a tab slot connection that happens right in there. So again, just try to get everything lined up as best you can. Just kind of bend those elbows back. And that should just drop in right there like that. And then you have a little tab that will go into a slot right there in the dino foot. I'll be perfectly honest, this tab doesn't hold in all that well. It just seems more like a place for it to rest than an actual locking point, but get in there if you can. It's not crucial. Just try to get it in there so it's looking roundabouts like that. You can bring that down so it's looking like that. You gotta do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna take this section here and just flip that back. You want to undo all of this and rotate it around like so. And now you're going to collapse this back up. You want this hinge going up, this hinge going down. So you want it doing that. Just bring that down, and that will just tab in right back there, like so. You want to take these bits here and just flip them in. And you're just going to collapse all of this down. And this section here, these little black sections are going to go into these slots right in here, so just line it up, and just give them a little push down, and they should secure in place. So now for the tail, we're just going to split it right down the middle here, like so. We're going to rotate these sections down. These gray sections here are going to come back and rotate. And then that hinge is going to stay in the forward position. So it looks like that. So just bring this down, rotate it, and then bring it forward again. So you get it looking like that. So what you're going to do here now is you're going to fold this section of the tail in and then bring this section down. Now you can do the same thing on the other side. So just fold that in and fold that down. And that's pretty much ready to go. So now we can take all this and drop it back down. So what's going to happen here is you have multiple joints to work with here. So these in particular, you want to kind of angle these down as far as they'll go. And you want to bring the tail back. There's a dedicated hinge for that. It's going to swing in. And what's going to happen here, if you have everything lined up right, which I probably don't, but if you have everything lined up the way it's supposed to be, you have a tab slot connection that'll happen right here, and a tab slot connection that'll happen right here. So just use those joints in the tail. Again, if you have everything right, which I may or may not, they should just tab in. There we go. We have one, and try to line this one up, and we should have two. There we go. Now you can take this and rotate it back, and it's pretty much how you want that looking, and you want to do the same thing on the other side. So now what we're going to do with these sections is we want to Get this out. We want to take this and just straighten that out. We're going to take this and flip it out and rotate it. Rotate it down like that. And we're going to take this and swing it around, and it's going to sit right here like that. Then we're going to rotate it up and bring it up. And what's going to happen is this tab is going to end up in this little slot right here in this gray piece, and this is going to tab in right here. So usually if you line up this piece, get this tabbed in first, it'll probably just kind of drop itself in. There you go. So it'll look like that. Now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And once that is done, also you want to make sure those hinges are sitting just like that in there. Last thing we want to do is just take these sections here, just rotate them 180, rotate that 180, adjust that however you want, and there you go. There you have Stegsarow in his combined mode. And now to get him back into robot mode, just going to take these sections here and rotate them back around. Then we're going to undo these, so untap that, just swing all this down and get that out of the way. Undo this as well, just pop that up, and then undo the tail here, just untab all this. Bring that out, untab, and get this out, and again, remove the tail, because it makes life easier. Just put that off to the side. And then just take all this, pull it out, untab this section, and extend that out, and just kind of get all that as out of the way as you can. Then we're going to take the arms here, just untab them, like so. You want to bring them forward and then rotate them up, and then bring them up and tab them in. Same thing here. Just untab, bring it forward, rotate it up, and then swing it up and tab it in. And now you want to take these sections here, just untab it, rotate it, and then just pop it back in. Untab, rotate, and pop it back in. And then you can come up here and undo these red panels to free up the legs. Get in there, just untab that, and free those legs up. And now you just want to extend this hinge right here. Just get this all the way out so you can just rotate that leg around. And same thing on the other side, just extend that hinge there so you can rotate that around. And now you can split the legs. You want to open up these panels here on the sides and rotate all of this down. Just like extend it all the way, and then you can take these panels and tab them in, and that will lock that in place. So you want to take this section here, this leg, and just rotate it around, and then swing all this back in. You have this heel piece here. You just want to extend it and rotate it, untab the toe, and rotate it around. You want to take this panel here and just flip all this out, bring it out, and bring it out as far as it'll go. And now you want to take the dino foot, just rotate around and bring it up and over so it's sitting like that. And then you want to fold the leg entirely so it's sitting like that. And now you just want to take this entire section here, you want to bend it at this hinge, so just kind of bend that in, rotate it, and just bring it down, and just drop it into the leg. Now be mindful of this tab, there is a little notch for it to go into, so you have to kind of finesse it in there, but it should just drop right in. And once you have it in place, you have a tab slot connection that will happen right there. Just push that in, And you do have another connection that happens right there. I could never really get that lined up just right, but as long as you have this in place, you're fine. So you pretty much have the leg in order, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. And once that's done, you can take these skirt pieces here and just bring them down on those hinges, rotate them down, just flatten them out, rotate them down, flatten them out, and then just swing them back. You can open up these pieces and just swing them out and back. And now to get the arms done, just take the nano paw here, just bring it back, a little tab slot connection, that'll happen right there. Then open up this panel and swing out the hand and close that back up. And take the shoulder pad, you can open this little section up here, just so you can take that, swing it around, bring it down, and you got it looking like that. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now to get all this situated, first thing we're going to do is just take its head and just bring it up. Now you want to take this section here, you want to close up these panels, and you just want to feed this section up through the middle, right here. This little bit you can bring up as well. And now you can take all this and just kind of close it up. Once you've done that, you can compress this up. Again, this section is going to go up, this section is going to go down. Just bring that up, rock that down, tab slot connection right back there. Just take it and just push that all in. So I just want to drop the head down. Now bear in mind, there's two little tabs right here. They're going to go behind this panel. You can just raise this section up a little bit just to help you get things lined up, and then you can just drop it all down. Like so. There you go. You kind of get that pushed back in. There you go. And you want it sitting all just like that. Now these sections here, you just want to raise this up. You want to rotate the spike and bring it down and back. So it's pretty much sitting like that. This section you can just rotate in, and then you can swing this up. Now again, bear in mind there's a tab that's going to go into a slot. It's right here. It's on the other side. Just swing that up, and you will just tab that armature in, so it just kind of swoops itself into place right there. And then this will also tab into the hinge as well, so it's sitting like that. And now for the tail, just straighten this section out, just straighten all of this back out. This section right here, you want to just bring it down on that double hinge and just rotate it in and push it in on that double hinge. You can rotate that spike as well, so it's looking like that. Same thing here, just bring it down on that double hinge, rotate it, and then push it out, straighten all that out, and extend all that back out. And again, we have these little locking tabs we want to undo, so we can take all of this and rock it down, and then tab it right back in to these notches right in here to lock that back in place. And once you have that locked into place, just take these and rotate them around. Just kind of angle them up however you want. Just get it looking roundabouts like that. And then just drop this down onto his back. And there are two tabs here that'll go into two slots right here on either side of this section right here. Let's take that and just push that into place to lock that in. And there you have Stegsarow back in robot mode.